No, Austin Rivers and Klay Thompson look like brothers out there. They were just by each other. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
I thought they were brothers.
No. Klay Thompson and Austin Rivers?
Wow, big slam dunk. Big
are we
slam
going?
dunk.
Can you hear? Oh, shit.
Check, 1, 2. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Vein Candy. I'm your host, Nick Dundas, and we are with the
I'm
wonderful...
also your host, Jamal Banyon.
Jamal
Yes.
Banyon.
I am my host, and that's how you say my name in French.
Also
Banyon.
known as the
Banyon.
co-founder of Parlor Tricks Comedy.
Hey.
And we're just watching NBA playoffs. We're watching the Golden State Warriors take on the Denver Broncos.
Nuggets in 4.
Say it again.
I said Nuggets in 4.
Nuggets in 4.
That's what I want.
That's you really want that. You don't want Draymond Green to
They
win
have
anything.
to. I want Joker to get a fucking ring.
Really? You
Yeah.
think? Yeah.
I like Joker.
What do you like about Joker?
He played funny. You know what I mean?
I feel like he's
awkward and he's so big. It's amazing to watch.
He'd be the first NBA champion with no chin. You know what I mean? Which would be really cool.
He can't. There's got to be someone else. There's
Also,
got to be someone else without a chin.
also, I really like the fact that was it Marcus Morris tried to push him, and he's like, "I'm not gonna let that fly," and he just like shoulder pressed him to the ground.
He checked him, and then Marcus Morris was out for like half the season. Or maybe still out. I have no idea. He
Yeah,
might be
it was
never
more
playing basketball
embarrassment
again.
than it was I'm actually getting hurt. Also, you guys can't see this, but I'm looking at the screen right now. NBA playoffs. Jokic's shoes kind of look like a cheeseburger. Kind of reminds me of a hamburger. It looks like
Hamburger.
Yeah, it looks like hamburger shoes. But
Look at him. He looks like he works at your office. You know what I mean? Like he looks like he works at your local office. You know, the local one.
Jokic would work for HR, and I bet he'd be a compassionate guy. I know he's still on the company side, but he'd make it seem like he cares about you.
Everyone Google Jokic on the Nuggets and you understand what we're talking about. If you're some kind of lame who doesn't understand what we're talking about.
I think all 200 minus 199 listeners will probably know who Jokic is. So
Good.
mostly my dad, I think.
Yes, good.
Just kidding.
You know, no, my dad doesn't listen to this.
No, but I'm going to self-congratulate myself. This is the first episode where we have new recording equipment, and we are not using my phone while the van is driving. Very exciting stuff, you guys. There's more to come as we continue to pretend like people are listening to us talk on the internet.
Woo!
Jamal and I are watching basketball, but what I wanted to talk about today is fun concerts we've been to, concerts that we had terrible experiences at, good ones, bad ones, upcoming ones. Jamal, what was the last concert you went to?
The last concert I went to. Does a DJ set count as a concert?
If you go to a club and it's a DJ set, no, unless you were specifically going to watch that guy. You're like, oh, I wanted to go see Avicii.
Last concert I went to. I do not remember.
Really?
I mean, I'm sure it was recent. You guys take me to stuff.
True. You did go see, who's that rapper you like? Isaiah Rashad.
Oh, Isaiah Rashad. There we go. Yeah, Isaiah Rashad had to be the last concert I went to. What was it, November?
Good stuff.
Yeah. It was fun. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really a concert guy, so I don't really...
What do you not like about concerts?
I don't hate them. See, that's the worst part about saying you're not a whatever type of guy.
True.
People are like, why do you fucking hate that? I'm like, I don't hate it. I just don't care
You're like,
as
I'm
much.
not a jeans guy.
Yeah,
Why do you
not
hate jeans?
Yeah, I was like, I'm just not a... It's weird to say this. I love music, but I'm not huge into music. Like, I don't care. Like, if there was no more new songs, I'd be fine.
I think we got plenty to listen to. We can also make new songs.
That's exactly what I mean. I was like, I don't care. You know what I mean?
You know what you listeners don't realize is I've created a term called the Jamal's car effect, and if you're listening to an album for the first time, you are going to want to sit in the back of Jamal's car while he drives around, and it enhances the experience of the album. If that album doesn't sound good in Jamal's car, then it's a terrible album. But that doesn't mean if it's good. The problem is Jamal's car, it makes it so fun that like you might listen to it at home after the fact, you might listen to it at the gym, not as fun. I've listened to entire albums where I'm like, this is a fucking bop. I re-listen, I'm like, not a bop unless I'm in Jamal's car. So
that's so strange because my car, like, I have like 4 speakers out, like at least 2 speakers out, like the back speakers. That's why it's all coming through the front, and then I have the speaker, the bass, like -3, so you can actually hear the words.
it's really just Jamal that enhances it. It's his commentary.
Oh, I'm +10 in there. You know?
Jamal's just really good at tags, so if there's a rapper who comes up with a good line, Jamal comes up with a, if not better, line right after the fact. So
Yeah.
Hire Jamal to be a writer on a show, guys. If you haven't done that already, then you are really...
You love my work ethic. That's great.
You'll love Jamal. And if you're white, he does not want to work for you.
No, not really, yeah. I mean, I'll work for you if we're not doing a race thing. You know what I mean? If we're doing a race thing, I'll do it with brown people and black people. But if we're not doing a race thing, it's fine. But, yeah.
Like race car thing.
Yeah, racing, of course. I'm just not wasting my time wasting.
What's your favorite race? The 400-meter yard?
I'm just not wasting my time running against slow white people anymore. You know what I mean? It's not doing it.
I'm not gonna lie. I remember being in high school and I was running the 200-meter, and I was pretty fast at the time, and I outran a couple black guys, and I was weirdly proud of that. And then they were like, "Yo, what's up? You did good." And I missed the fist bump on 2 different people in a row.
Wow.
And that kind of like made it so that I didn't even matter that I won the race. I kind of lost.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't understand how people miss fist bumps. I miss them sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I don't understand how I do it.
Well, I got lost in the guy's eyes. You know,
to miss like, 2 in a row, bro. Like, to miss 2 in a row.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I ran the hardest I'd ever ran, so I was like,
but like after the first one, you just throw up a high five.
You just they gotta come to me at that point. I'm like,
yeah, exactly. Like, come over here. Come over here.
15 years old, don't know what I'm doing.
15 years old, I never fist bumped somebody before. What? That is
there's
insane,
another picture
dude.
of me, comedian Chris Mejia at a show fist bumping, and we did hit the bump, but it looks like I'm about to miss again. That's all my fault.
Oh,
we were talking about concerts, and I mentioned Avicii briefly, and I've seen Avicii twice. I'm not a DJ guy. Rest in peace, by the way. I'm not like
is he
not
dead?
a DJ guy. He's dead. He's been dead, and I don't care for his music all that much. But the reason I went to see him twice was because it was free both times. And the first time I saw him, I was senior year of high school, and I was visiting colleges, and I went to what I was going to be my school, UMass Amherst.
Okay.
And it was the night I get there. We get there like 10 at night. I'm going to be there for a whole weekend. I'm not doing this tour with my parents. I'm just with a friend, and we're staying in his sister's dorm. And I'm like, this is going to be fun. So when we park at some illegal spot. We're literally parking at the janitor's like quarters because we have no idea what the campus looks like. We have no idea where the dorms are. But we see all these women dressed in mostly nothing. I'm saying they're wearing thongs, glitter. Some of them got wings, and I'm like, I want to go
full rave outfits.
Exactly, but I didn't know what a rave was because I was still in high school and I hadn't been to one before. I just knew that I wanted to follow them. I just assumed it was gonna be like a sorority thing. So I'm like, let's fucking go. And the music I'm hearing in the background gets louder and louder and louder. It's like, and we go to the stadium. We walk like a quarter mile, and we're at the basketball stadium.
Yeah.
And these guys wearing shirts that say Mass EDMC, which is just like the UMass's EDM club, let us in through the ground floor to see Avicii. They just opened the doors for us because we walked in with these girls. We didn't talk to them, by the way. It's not like we flirted or anything. We just followed them like weirdos, pretending like we were part of the crowd. And then walked in free of charge to see Avicii, who at the time was not at the height of his career, but he's very, very popular. I mean, he was touring colleges, like backing out at stadiums. I barely
know who he is.
Exactly.
I have no clue.
He died young, according to many, but it was a fun time because I was like, oh, this is my first experience at what will be 4 years for me at college. So it was pretty fun. And then I saw him again 2 summers later because I got free tickets. Someone actually gave me these tickets. I went to Boston, TD Bank, with a friend. I'm dressed in a very colorful outfit, which is mostly a tank top and high shorts and sneakers. I meet a girl, and when I say girl, a 32-year-old woman. I didn't realize she was that old at the time, and she didn't realize I was 19 at the time. Okay. And when we got in the broad daylight, she was like, this might have been a mistake on my part, but let's just see where this goes. So we go to a bar, because I have a fake, and with my friend. And right when we walk into the bar, another group of men, the Boston club rugby team, walks in. Okay. They're all in their 30s with beards. And these women just did a beeline right to him. She was just like, we're not hanging out with these children. We're going to hang out with these men. Okay. And in my mind, I was like, that's understandable. I think that's...
Wait, you said these college athletes were all 30? Is that what you just said?
No. So I was in Boston. I was in Boston when I was 19. I went to a concert in the city.
Oh,
I wasn't in college.
Oh, okay. So it was just like the city rugby team.
I was in
there?
the city, and it was just a club rugby team that happened to be at this bar outside.
Like a professional club or like a
I would say semi-pro club? Yeah. I'm not saying they make it. They probably have day jobs, but it's like
okay.
It's rugby in the United States, so it's not like they're making millions.
Yeah, that sounds good. I've got concerts. I saw Willie Nelson at a concert.
You smoked with Willie Nelson?
No, I saw Willie Nelson. I mean, I was smoking weed, but I don't.
Were
I
you
assume he
in the
was.
lawn? Were you close? Like,
Oh no, it was far. Me and my friend, we didn't care. We just got free. At least I got free tickets. I don't know how he got them. I think his job gave them to him or something.
that's cool.
And we went, and I don't think he really listens to country music either. And then we just went and saw a bunch of country stuff. And we were just smoking all day, waiting for Willie. We saw Sheryl Crow. She got some bangers. Didn't know that.
Wait, so this is just like so she opened up for Willie Nelson.
She was like in the middle.
So this is kind of like a festival.
Maybe she was
type
right
thing?
before him. Yeah, it was like a one day. I don't know, like a bunch of country bands from like
Where was this?
in Dallas.
Sheryl Crow
Fair
has some
Park, I think.
fucking hits.
Yeah, which I've never noticed because I was like 9 when she was popping, so I didn't.
So this is not super
like I
long
know her
ago.
name, you know what I mean. I definitely know Sheryl Crow's name, but when I saw all these 40-year-old white women lose their shit when she started fucking singing and shit, that was wild. You know what I mean? She was like, I don't know her songs, but I assume it's like
I'm American made and she's got a few
Copyright. You gotta switch it up. Copyright.
Straight up. What Jamal is saying right now is if you were hooking up with some 40-year-old MILF
Oh, play
cougar,
some Sheryl Crow, though.
put on some Sheryl Crow
100%.
and she'll be like
Some Sheryl Crow, some Sade.
some Sade.
Some
That's,
Sade.
I mean, I think the Sade is more of like a if you don't like this, then I might not like you kind of thing, as opposed to like
who
I
doesn't
know.
like Sade?
I think the people who really love Sheryl Crow might not like Sade all that much.
Nah, you can like both.
I think
You can like both.
you should like both. I'm sorry, there's plenty that do.
Yeah,
but I
like-
think it's far enough and like a Venn diagram.
What
where
is
there's
that?
plenty that
Superman
don't.
and Batman? Are they the opposite? You know what I mean? Sheryl Crow and no, they can't be. Willie was cool, I guess. I don't remember a lot from the concert. I do remember meeting some old man that wanted to hang out with me and the dude I was with, like Ricky. He wanted to fucking just hang out with us. It was so weird.
He wanted the
Because
youth.
we were smoking, so he came over and he was smoking with us, and then his family came over. It was like his wife and like his 2 kids, and then like his oldest daughter's boyfriend, and like he looked like he wanted to smoke, but he couldn't because his girlfriend's dad was there. Well, he was smoking with us. Like the girlfriend's dad was smoking with us. So I was so confused. I was like, "What is happening?"
He's like, join our cult. We're not
Yeah,
related.
I was like, "Oh my gosh!" It felt like one of those moments when like a bunch of white people are just really happy to meet a black guy. You know
I
what
was
I mean?
gonna ask the race. I'm not gonna lie. I was curious.
Which happens, which is just so annoying though. It's like, yo, listen, I'm not famous. You don't have to.
They
treat
wanted
me
to
like
take a
this.
picture with
No,
you.
nothing like hysterical like that. But like, it was just like, hey, so what's going on? You just talk. I'm like, who are you? Like,
What do
know
you
what I mean?
sound like?
I'm not too good at talking to strangers,
Period.
especially strangers that don't look like they fit my bill of people who hang out with me. You know what? Maybe when I'm an old man, yeah, sure, I would be better hanging out with old men because it would just be you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but when it's someone 30 years older than me with
Children.
children, and he was talking about his business. He was like, "Yeah, I put into sheet metal stuff, and
Damn.
you know, I own this business."
If
and
it was a
da-da-da."
Ponzi
And I was
scheme,
like,
I
"Are you
get it, but he's
I was
literally
like,
just
Are you
talking
trying
about
to hire us? Like, I was like, "Oh my god, it was wild, dude."
I go to the sauna sometimes at Planet Fitness or LA Fitness, and the amount of just old dudes just talking that just met for the first time talking about business off the bat. He's like, yeah, I'm a carpenter by trade. I charge immediately. It's money. I charge like $80 an hour. You know, I know the market pretty well, and this it's off the bat.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I used to sell hats. Actually, fucking
Yeah,
David fucking Rogerfield. I don't fucking know.
David Rogerfield.
David-
That nigga sound famous as fuck. David Rogerfield.
He used to wear a hat in the fucking. Actually, there was some famous. I was in Vancouver, Canada, listening to these guys in a hot tub talk about it. It was like this guy's like, I made the material of the hat, and this guy wore it at a game, and then the fucking material bled on his head, and then I lost the contract. So I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Bled on his head, like he started
Like
bleeding on
he
it?
had a blue hat, and then he had blue marks on his head.
Oh,
Yeah, the ink bled or whatever. I remember seeing Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah, I saw Dave too.
We saw Dave Chappelle together.
Was that a concert?
I would consider it a concert.
If it's big enough comedian.
Well, when he packed out a whole basketball arena. I don't know if you guys know this. On New Year's Eve, Jamal and I went to see Dave Chappelle with Pat Patton Oswalt. It was the infamous.
We went with Pat Oswalt.
Yeah, he had just done another show with a comedian we know.
And he picked us up and took us to.
He was one of those old white guys who wanted to see Jamal. Really,
Yeah,
he was just
really excited to meet me.
But the problem is when people found out that he was hanging out with us, he had to do a tweet, and he was like, "I'm sorry, I'm actually not friends with Jamal. Like he's not the coolest. It's just I felt like."
Yo, people were so mad at him for that, and that's what I'm like. Some people I don't think understand like business. Like, of course, him and Dave are friends. Well, that's what I was telling Dave. Him and Dave are friends. They go way back. They go back 30, 40 years, right? They're friends, but they're both millionaires now. And unlike Dave, who's like a free man, he's like a free agent almost. You know what I mean? Is. Patton Oswalt plays for Disney. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter what you think or what you want. You got to just apologize for hanging out with someone who's in hot water, regardless of what the hot water is. You know what I mean? Even if the hot water is literally just steam and nothing else somehow through magic. It doesn't. You have to apologize. People are like, "Oh, that's so fake." Yeah. like I was telling people, the photo he put up, that had to be Dave Chappelle who took that photo.
100%.
I guarantee you, Dave took that photo with him writing it because they knew they're getting ahead of it. They know this is going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, they know this is going to happen. I
saw Dave Chappelle at Funny or Die. Was that a fest? I think.
That a fest?
There was a comedy festival that used to happen many years ago for a couple years. And Oddball Comedy Festival, yeah. And they'd have some of the best comics ever. Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, John Mulaney, Amy Schumer at the time. All these people, Jeff Ross. Jeff Ross hosted the one I went to, and he told the audience, "Hey, when this next guy comes out, everyone just whisper, like yell. Everyone be like, yeah, but don't actually make noise." And it was hilarious because the guy freaked the fuck. He had no idea that we were gonna do that. Yeah. So when he comes out, he's like, "What's up, everyone?" And we all went, "That's it. That's it." And imagine, it's the creepiest sound ever. It's just like thousands of people. But I saw Dave Chappelle, and I did so much. I smoked so much weed that I actually started getting some weird visuals. Not like, oh, I'm seeing a dragon. I just thought for some reason that even though I was on the lawn 2 football fields away, I thought that Dave Chappelle was standing right next to me. I'm like, wow, I'm getting the front row seat.
Totally zoned in.
I was zoned in. I felt it. I was like, I can feel his presence, hot breath. I didn't like it. I was pretty uncomfortable. I could smell the
cigarettes on his breath.
Also, another infamous of nights for him because it was the night after he had been performed in Connecticut and didn't say a word for 20 minutes because they kept heckling too much. And he would intermittent be like, "Still getting paid, take a drag, not say a word." And then 10 minutes later, "Still getting paid." And the crowd fucking booed the fuck out of him. And so then he talked about it, which I thought was impressive.
Nah, that's good. So people they don't understand. Sometimes you get in a room with people and they don't understand how the room works. Like, not Dave, the comedians. I mean, the comedians, the fucking people not shutting the fuck up.
The audience.
Yeah.
That's the word.
It's better to do some shit like that than because what that is pretty much, you remember at school when the class is getting way too loud, you're just tired of yelling, so she would just sit there and wait. You ever had to do that?
No, it's happened before, and it honestly usually would work, but not always.
No, not always, but sometimes sit there and wait, and eventually kids are like, "Oh shit, she's just looking at us?"
Oh yeah.
Oh, look over there! Look at her.
This kid named Ian Medeiros was the smartest kid in my middle school.
I thought you were about to tell a dumb story about him, though.
Yeah, I was about to.
Oh, go for it. Do it. What is it? He's a smart kid.
He's the smartest kid. And in 4th grade, this teacher gives us a packet, and there's all these instructions. You got to follow all of them. But on top, it says, read everything first before doing the thing. Ian is the only kid who does this. He reads it, and then at the end, he's like, all right, cool. No one else reads it all the way through. We just do the things line by line.
Yeah, we're like, I know what to do.
It's literally like, so the first line's like, make it sound like a duck. The second one's like, go to a book, throw it to the ground. The third one's like, sit on top of your desk. The fourth one, all this stuff. So everyone's running around fucking crazy. Ian's just sitting there. And we're like, this kid's kind of a genius, so what's up? And after like 10 minutes, we're like, why is this guy sitting? So we read through the instructions, and it was like, after reading all these things, don't do anything, just read a book. I'm like, damn. Ian is a genius.
I had a teacher do that in high school. It was one of those math worksheets. I think it was a sub. It was one of those math worksheets where it's like, remember when you're like in the 2nd grade, it's like 4 times 4. Or then like 4 times 5, and then like 3 times 5. You know, you just gotta do them all, right? And then like no work, no fingers, or whatever the fuck. When it's hard in 3rd grade, like don't use your fingers. You're like, what?
You're like, I have 10. This is helpful.
Yeah, but then in high school, we all like, we can do this. What the hell? Is he passing this out? You know what I mean? We were all like,
Hell
got
yeah.
him. And he's like, you have 1 minute. We're like, oh, okay, I see your game.
Yeah.
I see your game.
yeah.
You're timing this. All right. So he goes, go. We all flip it over. We're all like, you can hear pencils.
Fuck yeah.
And then we all turned it in, and only 2 kids got any. We all finished. All the kids that finished, we all were wrong. Because at the big top of the page, it literally says the plus sign means times, and the time sign means divide, and the divide so he just switched all the meanings of it,
fuck
and
yeah.
nobody read that except for like 2 kids, and they only got through like 5 of them because they had to keep going back.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
check it. We were so pissed. We were like, this a mother.
Sounds like some math high school.
No, it was normal high school. It was a fucking sub. It was a class where I was learning animation.
I don't know.
And yeah, like Flash though. And then like how we were learning is they had the Adobe or whatever, and then they were like, all right, now go online and type in tutorials for Adobe.
I mean, that's low key all coding. I feel like
Yeah, but it's not. It wouldn't. YouTube wasn't where it's at now.
True.
So we had to read article. Like it was just like a magazine article of what to do. You had to read it. It was so annoying. But I mean, we did it, and you could just copy the code, of course, though.
It's so crazy. I need the simplest command in Adobe. Like, I don't know how to expand this image. And so I go on YouTube. There's 20 videos. And it's all like, hey guys, subscribe to my channel. And it's 30 minutes on how to do the one thing I needed to do plus more. And I'm just like, damn, this is...
Oh, it's like
damn, the future is great.
It'll be a 10-minute video, and 5 of it is talking about his channel. And at the very end, he goes, yeah, okay,
Make sure to
do that.
smash
if
the
you want,
like.
if you want to do what you were looking here, you came here to do, just hit file, click this. And you're like, if you don't make this video 10 seconds next time,
You know what's cool, though, is Google fast forwards for you to the part that you need. Yeah, it'll show the video, and it goes like 4:30 in, and it does the part that you need. What I hate is that I need a recipe for something, and then it's like you open it, and then it's just like, yeah, so I grew up in Brooklyn, and I learned about this when I did pizza. It's like 10 fucking paragraphs before you get to how to cook mac and cheese without burning yourself.
I think it's called get someone to do it for you. That's how I cook mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good at it.
Damn, I could use some Kraft mac and cheese. I could use some fucking box mac and cheese right now.
Chipotle commercial.
Do you have a go-to mac and cheese? Do you like Stouffer's? Do you like Velveeta?
I do not care about mac and cheese. I have no.
You don't like mac and cheese?
I don't. It's not. I don't. It's not. I hate it.
You hate mac. I'm just kidding.
It's just I don't. I don't know the last time I had mac and cheese. It would have to be some Thanksgiving.
You're rarely gonna catch Jamal eating mac and cheese at a concert.
I don't have mac and cheese here. You know
Damn.
what I mean? I don't know the last
You guys
time.
have like 8 pounds of cornbread mix.
Yeah, I don't know why we had that.
I've never seen you guys eat it. I've never.
I think it's just.
It's for show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like stocking up space. Like I wouldn't have that in my kitchen.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's because it's half Marvin's kitchen that there's a bunch of shit in here we don't need.
Oh yeah, my mom has like a gallon's worth, so it's all in separate containers though of Dijon mustard, like fancy from France. I'm like, you don't eat all this. I think you're just trying to be French real quick.
Oh,
Like, you know what I mean?
I like mustard. I like that mustard.
I love that shit too.
So tell her to send that shit to me.
Sometimes you get some dry ass chicken, you just throw some mustard on it. I'm like, this
I
tastes
put
better.
mustard on everything. I eat like my dad. My dad used to eat just like you would think my dad was fucking poor. Like you think my dad was from the 30s or something. The way he would just like get hot dogs, like a hot dog, cut it in half, put it on bread, and then like I don't know, put some jalapenos on there, and then some mustard, and that would be my dad's lunch. Like, that's it.
My dad too, but he was poor, so that's why.
Yeah, my dad too. He was, but that's how I still eat. You know what I mean? I've never been poor, but that's how I eat. Like that's why. Like I have frozen food and shit here. Like I'm not about to cook a whole meal for my
dude. I think it's just what dudes do. I feel like you're like, yeah, true. I'm gonna get some sliced ham, put a little. I know so many people though that cook. They cook like that, and they're like, "Oh, why am I so big? What the? Who are you cooking for? Yeah,
what are you doing? You live by yourself, or maybe you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or a wife. So it's 2 of y'all at most." And you're cooking for 4. You're cooking for 6.
It says for 4 on the box.
Yeah, that's why you're fucking gaining so much weight. What are you doing?
My dad used to make fast pizza, which was toast, ketchup, and shredded cheese, and yeah, it was pretty gross.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Pretty disgusting.
I used to get mad at my dad for putting mayonnaise, America Whip, just like a pound of it on each sandwich.
Really?
Yeah, it's just so gross.
I hate. You hate mayo?
It's not a hate. It's just like if it's overpowering. Like I'd rather just have a sandwich without it. You know what I mean?
Is there a food
it's
you can't get enough
so
of?
Overpowering. I guess. I mean, when I was a kid, I really liked bacon. And now I like bacon, but I'm like, whatever. I'm over it most of the time. Yeah. I don't know. My mom got mad the other day, or I guess in the past, she got mad, but she told me that growing up, like when it was my brother's birthday, and she would be like, "All right, we'll take him to a seafood restaurant. That's what he likes. He likes seafood. He likes this or whatever." With me, she'd be like, "What restaurant you want to go to?" And I'd be like, "I don't care."
That bothered her?
Yeah, that bothers a lot of people when I do that. I'm like, I just don't. We can go wherever. Where do you want to go? Like, I don't.
What do you want to do? Hell yeah.
I don't care. Like,
So yeah, today we went to McDonald's because Jamal didn't care. He was just like, I was given a choice. He's like, I really don't give a shit. And McDonald's, I think, was just a convenient option.
Don't get me wrong, McDonald's and Taco Bell, they taste different, but it's the same. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Same caliber in my mind. I think.
Yeah, like I eat for nourishment or to not be hungry, not even nourishment. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what I eat, really.
Damn.
I would rather it not taste awful or bland, or I guess I could just eat tofu forever, but
and you know, challenge accepted. So
yeah, it's like I don't go to 5-star restaurants by myself. You know what I mean? That's never gonna happen. Someone's got to be like, "We're going to this restaurant." And I'll be like, okay.
That's funny. My girlfriend, like, so I thought, I don't know, my girlfriend's not into fancy food at all, and I low-key like it. So it's nice to have an excuse. Now I have a partner, so like, I don't have to do this fancy thing by myself because I never would. But now I got someone who would want to, but she doesn't. She's like, nah, man, I'm gonna melt this cheese on a plate. And
she's like, how much is that? $35. No,
100%. That's what it is. So
that's another thing too. Like I get that from my dad. I'm like, how much? No,
not
way.
Worth it. Rarely, but that's the thing. You go rarely, then it makes it worth it because it's like, oh, I'm enjoying this more. If I go all the time, it's like, fuck that.
That's why I say I go whenever there's like a function or a thing. You know what I mean? For like. That's when I eat out. When people are like, we're gonna have a comedy show here, and then we're all going to this restaurant to eat as a big group. I'll be like, all right, fine. I'll spend some money there.
That's like,
but no matter how good it is, I'm not coming back next week on a date to this place. You know, and it does.
Yeah, 100%.
It could have the most beautiful place, the perfect waiters, fucking scenery, and I'll still be like, I'm never coming back here unless there's another event.
That's why I like it. Sucks doing comedy shows in bougie spaces. It's like, oh, like the show might not be as good, but the food is fucking like
food is great. Yeah,
so good. I was in Portland and I was doing a show at a McMinimans, which is there's a chain of like 30 to 40 high-end hotels and restaurants, and they have their own craft beers and shit, and probably one of the best like blue cheese steak salads I've ever had in my life. Free, obviously, because I perform. That's half the reason why I love that shit. You get the free food. And
free food, baby.
Late night diner eating. That's like my favorite.
That's what we do it for.
There's a 24-hour IHOP. I'm just disappointed we haven't been yet. You know,
But here in the city,
it's right next to Richie's house.
How much 24 hours, huh? Does that mean there's a bunch of homeless people in it though? Like,
what's that matter?
Bougie, bro? I'm from the burbs. I'm not used to all these just people walking around.
We just ranted about how you're not bougie. You could eat anything, and now
I'm bougie about the people I sit by.
They don't have a house. Now you're upset.
Oh yeah, they probably smell. No, I'm not being mean. It's just like they can eat in there, but I'm not going. You know what I mean? Unless we're drunk and then we're like, oh shit, we're here.
I see.
Also, it feels more dangerous. Drunk, you know what I mean? Like I'm used to fucking, I don't know. Then also, I think it's a state. Maybe I sound like an
Jamal
old man.
needs a seatbelt,
but it might be the state of the country.
Damn, bro.
How the country is. That's what
Jamal's tired of Seattle.
Yeah, dude. I'm tired of these sleepy heroin addicts everywhere. It's weird.
He's like, just be awake and on meth.
When I get a new apartment, I'm gonna try to move by a bunch of them. That way, it'll be cheaper.
Damn. All right. He's like, I gotta step over them, but then it's like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep peacefully at night in my bed.
Well, I don't ever walk anywhere, so I'll be driving out of the apartment.
Fuck yeah. True. Boom.
The one I want is, it's only like 2 blocks away. It's like a block from where they like that huge homeless camp was. You know what I mean? On that street.
That street. So you're talking about the neighborhood you live in, Beacon Hill. There was a.
No, yeah, down the street in the International District. Between here and the International District, there's an apartment.
Yes.
That's by that bridge and on the underpass over there. I want to live there because I think it's gonna be cheap, and that's about it.
Jamal's all about saving his money, guys.
Yeah,
clearly.
I think it's gonna be cheap, and I think I've never lived alone, so if I could live in a
first time living alone, dude. You're gonna love it, man.
Yeah, gated apartment, a fucking key code fob thing. That'd be good.
Fuck yeah, dude. When's the plan? When's that gonna happen?
Probably June.
Damn.
June-ish, because Marvin's going to Phoenix.
Big thing. Marvin is Jamal's brother.
Oh yeah, Marvin's my brother and my roommate.
Probably the superior Banyon.
If you're listening, I'm telling you right now, if you and your brother or sister are in close age, y'all need to live together if y'all in the same city. Stop wasting your family's money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because don't just realize that your money and your siblings' money equals your family's money. So if you guys are paying double rent and you live within the same city, I mean, just think about that. What are you doing?
I wonder how often that happens.
what I mean?
My brothers, I don't see them living out here with me at all.
No, I'm saying if you did live in the same city as them, how many brothers? You have 3 brothers, right?
Two.
So imagine you two all living within Brooklyn, but yet not living together at this age. Obviously not like 45 or something, but like at this age, you'd be like, why are we doing this? We hang out all the time. Like, what? I'm always at your place anyway. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? We grew up together for 18 years. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine.
We won't get in a fist fight this time, I think.
And then if we do, we'll just call mom. You know,
we'll just call mom.
We'll just call the old boss, tell him to get back to work,
yeah,
fix this situation.
Hey, yo, ma, we got a
and then on top of that, we're paying 1 rent. We have 3 jobs instead of 3 rents.
Fuck,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
I'm just sad.
Yeah, I
don't forget,
like
banks are the reason you move out of your house at 18 because they want you to fucking get rent.
Fuck that.
don't move out till you're ready to move out.
Were your parents adamant about you not being in the house when you were 18, or did you live there for longer?
But I knew some friends' parents who were very douchey. Like I remember one of my friends' dad who was always very strict. But this crossed the line because he was like, my friend graduated high school, and then that month he graduated. Like the next day was June 1st, and his dad was like, "All right, you got to pay like $800 or $900. I think it was $900 a month to live here."
That's nuts.
And it was like he just graduated. Like he's still hungover from underage drinking the night before, and you're like, I need $900 from my son who's 18, who's like he's a man now. It's like I get that, but that's not the way to do that.
No.
So now in the family or whatever, he owes his dad like 2 years of rent, and it was like he's never gonna get that.
And it's also,
you're gonna get that when you get shipped to a retirement home when you're 85.
Fuck yeah. What do you think's gonna happen, man?
That's you gotta get that shit.
Also, it's like a very American thing to be like, oh, you're 18, you can leave now, as opposed to any other country on the planet. It's like, stay till you're 25, 30. Like, you were trying to help you out. Like, we love you. Like
once again, save the money.
You gotta help out.
Like
you're not just gonna sit there.
Why we own this house, right? Like in a lot of other places, we own this house, we could afford to pay this house. Why are you going to go spend more of the family's money living somewhere else?
Yeah,
Just go to your friend's house. Like, what are you talking about? Your friends live here.
Just fucking like help do chores and shit. You're not just gonna get everything for free, but $800-900. It's nuts.
Yeah,
it's back in the day.
Like
too.
If it was like in especially in Texas, because rent in Texas, he could have rented a place for like $700. You know, he just didn't have a job. You know, it's like he was trying to get a job or whatever. He ended up going to the army or something, but. My parents were growing up. They were always like, 18, you get out, you're moving out. And then I turned 18, and they were like, oh, you want to go to community college and like stay here? Like, where are you going? Because when I leave, it's an empty nest now. You know what I mean?
They want
Marvin leaves, it's different.
They almost want you to leave in a way, like they're trying to find ways. But then when that push comes to shove, they're like, well, I miss my baby.
They're like, you don't have to go. You know what I mean? I'm like, what?
That is a Sinbad joke where he's like, you got to try to find ways to get your kids out of the house, so you start having sex in front of them, and they're like, I'm gonna fucking leave now. Like I'm gone forever.
I'm leaving now. No, if my mom did that, I'd be like, oh, we're having sex in front of each other now. Okay. Let me go get
this how we're doing this?
Yeah, let me go get some girl to have sex with me, and I'll just do it on the kitchen table.
I'm gonna pay some woman to have sex with me, like I usually do.
Yeah, like I usually do.
News alert.
You waste my money. Yeah, right. For me to have to pay a woman to pay sex, I would have to lose both my hands. You know what I mean? If I lost both of my hands, then I'd be paying women to have sex with me.
You think no hands is enough to like have women not want to have sex with you?
No, it's that I would lose. No, I could jack off. Is what I'm saying. How do you masturbate with no hands? You dude.
You're gonna have to start fucking like a fleshlight and just put it in something. Oh no, you just have to stuff it in something. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to put. You'd probably hump in the couch a lot.
Just be like, yeah. Sorry, this is very visual for people in this audio podcast. I was fucking a fleshlight with no hands, if you can imagine.
Richie's fleshlights, but it's clear specifically. Richie Armani, also a co-producer of Parlor Tricks Comedy.
Ew.
Boom. Yeah.
Is it supposed to be his vagina if he was a girl, or is it an asshole?
Probably an ass. It didn't look any different though. It had a clitoris on it. We're watching Draymond Green at the Golden State Warriors get upset about something, but this is like every time he plays a game, he gets upset.
Dude, that's every half game.
He's probably the most like a WWE, fighter.
He's grabbing him, bro.
Damn,
he's grabbing his jersey.
He loves people's nuts. He loves reaching around and just fucking hitting nuts. And it's funny because Jokic is like a much better player than him. He already just got a fadeaway like 10 seconds ago, so he's probably just about to do it again. Yeah, watch this.
Yeah.
Nope.
He tried to kick it.
Oh,
he tried to kick
that guy just sucks.
Yeah, this is the first. I think Draymond, Clay, and Curry have played like 12 minutes together before this game all year.
Well, Guys, I think that's about it with the podcast. We are gonna
Go Nuggets.
We're gonna watch some basketball.
Damn.
Yep, go Nuggets. But the Warriors just got a 3, and it's kind of annoying. But
That dude is Wilt Chamberlain's son. Look up Wilt Chamberlain's. Damn, what's that guy's name?
we don't know. But Wilt
Wait.
Chamberlain has had sex with 20,000 women. It's likely that he's had 100 illegitimate kids we don't know about.
Everyone for homework, look up Wilt Chamberlain, and then also look up what's his dude's name?
Jamal, the teacher. Jamal would make a great teacher.
Look up player on Warriors that looks like Wilt Chamberlain. Do that. There you go. And tell me that's not his son.
Damn.
That's not him.
Damn. All right, guys. Next time with the podcast, we're going to be in the van, most likely. I can't make any promises, but have a great night. See ya.
Peace.